today we are going to talk about three different ways that we will see or can solve two-step equations. So we have modeling equations, solving equations, and writing equations. So you have your foldable out in front of you. Looks like this. You need to fold it so that when you fold, you can see the flaps in the front and then you can still see the title on the side, just like we did the other one. You're going to fold it so you see the flaps in the front and you see the title on the side. Alright, once you have that folded, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So, number 1 says, use algebra tiles to model 2x plus 5 equals 11. So this is just a way that can help you see this equation. You do not have to know how to do this. You're not assessed over how to do this. This is just another way for you to visualize this equation. So we have two x's. So we have one x here and another x here. So we have positive, positive. These are x's. So we have 1x, 2x, plus we have 5 more pieces that are all positive, and that equals 11. That are all positive. So what we have drawn out here is 2x plus 5 pieces, 5 more pieces, equals 11. We want to know how much one of those x's equal. So we know that this plus this has to equal this. We want to know how many pieces are in one of the x's. So we could solve our equation in many ways. So we have our x there. So if we were to solve this, we subtract 5 from both sides. 11 minus 5 would give us 6, so we know 2x's equals 6. Well, we have to divide both sides by 2, so therefore 1x equals 3. So this x here equals 3. This x here would equal 3. So 1x would equal 3. So x equals 3 would be our final answer. All right, let's skip down here to number 3. We have 7x minus 9 equals negative 44. 7x minus 9 equals negative 44. So, first things first, we're going to draw our river. Change my color. We're going to split our problem in half. Remember, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So, first things first, what do we have to do? Well, we look at it, we find our constant. Our constant is minus 9. We ask ourselves, what's the opposite of subtracting 9? The opposite of subtracting 9 is adding 9. So we need to add 9 on both sides. Negative 9 plus 9 equals 0. And then we have negative 44 plus 9. So go ahead and punch in your calculator if you need to. Negative 44 plus 9. We get negative 35. We're left with our 7x over here, so we're just going to bring that down. All right, next, we have to do the inverse operation of what we see again. So the opposite of multiplying by 7 would be dividing both sides by 7. 7x divided by 7, we're left with 1x. And then negative 35 divided by 7, we are going to get negative 5. So we get x equals negative 5. All right, I want you to go ahead and pause the video and solve number 4. Pause the video and solve number 4. So first things first, we draw our river. We split the problem in half. What we do to this side, we have to do to this side. We have x over 4 plus 17 equals 14. So we have to get rid of our constant first. The opposite of adding 17 is subtracting 17 from both sides. Positive 17 minus 17 gives us 0. 14 minus 17 gives us negative 3. We bring down our x over 4 because we haven't done anything with it. So now we have x over 4 equals negative 3. So now we have to do the opposite. So the opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying both sides by 4, or 4 over 1. That makes 1x. Negative 3 times 4 gives us negative 12. So, how do we make sure that that is the correct answer? Well, we're saying x equals negative 12. We're going to plug that negative 12 back in for x and solve. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and solve, or check your work. Make sure that x does equal negative 12. Alright, so you checked it. Negative 12 does equal negative 12. It does work. Perfect. We are going to skip on down to number 7. The record high temperature in Tampa, Florida is 99 degrees Fahrenheit. This is 9 degrees more than 5 times the record low temperature. What is the record low temperature for Tampa? So, first things first, we need to highlight some important information that we need to know. So we know the record high temperature in Tampa, Florida is 99 degrees. This is 9 degrees more than, 9 degrees more than 5 times the record low. What is the record low temperature for Tampa? So we know that the record high is 99 degrees. So we know it's going to equal 99 degrees. We also know that this is 9 degrees more than 5 times the record low. So we're going to write it just like it sounds. 9 degrees, so we have 9 degrees more than. The words more than means that we are adding. More than means we are adding. So 9 degrees more than 5 times the record low. 5 times, we're writing it exactly like it sounds, the record low. Do we know what the record low temperature is? No, so we're going to use a variable. We can use L for the low. So we have 9 degrees more than 5 times the low is going to give us the record high of 99. So we have our equation, 9 plus 5L equals 99. Now we have to solve the equation to find what the record low temperature for Tampa was. So after we draw our river here, what do we have to do first? Well, first we look at our constant. Our constant is 9. We ask ourselves, is that 9 positive or negative? Well, our 9 is positive, so the opposite of positive 9 would be negative 9 or minus 9. So we're going to minus 9 on both sides. We know we do this correct if this over here makes 0. 9 minus 9 is 0. We are left with 5L. 99 minus 9 is 90. Next, we are going to divide both sides by 5. 5L divided by 5, we're left with 1L. 90 divided by 5, we are left with 18 degrees. So 18 degrees is the record low temperature for Tampa. All right, let's look at number 8. Bella's mother is 5 less than 4 times her daughter's age. If her mom is 39 years old, how old is Bella? So again, we need to go back through and highlight our important information. We know Bella's mother is 5 less than 4 times her daughter's age. If her mom is 39 years old, we want to know how old Bella is. So we know she's 39 years old. We know our equation is going to equal 39. Bella's mother is 5 less than 4 times her daughter's age. We're going to write it out exactly like it sounds. 5 less than 4 times her daughter's age. So 4 times her daughter's age. Do we know her daughter's age? No. So we're going to use a variable. So we're going to use 4 times her daughter's age. Her daughter is Bella, so we're going to use a B for Bella. So we have 4B. We know that this is 5 less than, so we have minus 5. So our equation is 4B minus 5 equals 39. So we draw our river. I'm going to rewrite this really quick. We draw our river. We look at our constant. Our constant is, in this case, minus 5. So the opposite of minus 5, or subtracting 5, is adding 5. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. Negative 5 plus 5 gives us 0. We know we did that correctly. 39 plus 5, we get 44. Bring down our 4b because we have yet to do anything with it. So we have 4b equals 44. Now, we are going to do the opposite or the inverse operation of what we see. So we have 4 times b equals 44. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. 4b divided by 4, we're left with 1b. 44 divided by 4, we get 11. So Bella is 11 years old. All right, coming up here to number 5. Number 5 is pretty much like the same thing that we did on 6. We have to get rid of that number out in front, just like we had to get rid of that number in the denominator. So on number 5, we can do 2 things to solve this problem. We can either distribute the negative 2 to everything inside the parentheses, or we can just divide both sides by negative 2. Get rid of that. We're left with x plus 8 over here, and then 6 divided by negative 2, we get negative 3. So we have x plus 8 equals negative 3. We have to do the opposite operation. We subtract 8 from both sides. And we get x equals negative 11. We'll do more practice with problems that look like that, but there is a quick example for you. All right, I want you to go ahead and finish solving practice number 6. And then on number 2, you can just solve the equation however you would like. You do not have to use the algebra tiles to solve it. Once you are finished with number 6 and number 2, you are going to move on to the lesson assignment.